Good morning, students. We are going to do the next application of Biot-Savart law. In the very last class, we had completed two applications. First, the magnetic field due to current carrying straight conductor. The second, magnetic field at the center of a current carrying circular loop. The third application, what we are going to do is magnetic field at a point on the axis of a current carrying circular loop. Here we are going to consider a circular loop in YZ plane. So we are going to write let R equal to radius of the loop, I equal to current in anti-clockwise direction, in the loop in YZ plane. So let us try to draw first the loop here. Here we have the current loop. Let O be the center of the loop here from this, and consider this is the axis of the loop as well as which is coinciding with the x-axis. So this is the x-axis and this is also the axis of the given loop. We are going to consider any point P as the observation point where we would like to find out the magnetic field due to this current carrying loop. So what is O here? O is the center of the loop. P observation point. Here let us assume this is the current element. Actually this YZ plane is perpendicular to the XY plane and this loop is in YZ plane. So it's quite obvious the position vector, or generally it is known as displacement vector of the observation point, which is denoted by R, is perpendicular to IDL. Here this IDL is coming out from here because loop is perpendicular. So this dotted side is inside the blackboard and solid one is outside the blackboard. So half is outside, half is inside. So if this is the vector IDL coming out and one vector is R, from here we know that this IDL is coming out and this R is somewhat like so. These two are perpendicular. This is true for all such current element. So we can write here for all current elements, all current elements, IDL is perpendicular to R vector, and this R is sometimes the position vector of P, or it is also known as displacement vector in some of the books. Here if this is the case, then if you are going to find out IDL cross R, or simply DL cross R also is a part of it. So DL cross R will be equal to mod of DL into mod of R into sine of 90 degree into unit vector n. And as far as magnitude is concerned, this is equal to DL into n. And this, if you are going to find out mod of DL cross R, then this is simply DL. This is equation number 1. How we can say, here one more thing is to visualize that these two are perpendicular. Actually, this particular loop is in yz plane, and this r vector here is in xy plane, and that xy plane and yz plane are perpendicular. So we can say this dl and r vector is perpendicular. Now one more thing, if this distance from here to here is x, from O to P, so what we know, OP is equal to x. That is distance of observation point from center. Distance of observation point O, so P from center of loop. Center of loop. Then we can find out the magnitude of this r, and this r is equal to under root x square plus r square. What is r here? R is the radius of this particular current carrying loop. Here this is the direction of r, so the unit vector r is in this direction, r cap. To find out the magnetic field due to this current element ideal at this point, we know as per Biot-Savart law, what we have is dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal cross r divided by r square. As per Biot-Savart law, the magnetic field dB due to this current element ideal, which is coming out ideal at point P is given by mu naught by 4 pi ideal cross r upon r square, where r is the displacement vector of point P, the observation point. If we write the magnitude of this, we shall have this is mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r upon r square. What will be direction of this dV? We know that the direction of dV is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. If we see like this, suppose dl is coming out or dl is coming out, then in that case we can think like this. This is the direction. This is dl coming out, this is r, so this is direction of dv. At point P, if we see the same thing, the direction of dv is somewhat like this, the yellow pen. That is what we have to plan. And in the same way, and that particular dv is perpendicular to this r as well, so this is the direction of dv. So direction of dv, say this is along P, L or M whatsoever, so this is along PL. This is what we have. If this be theta, it would be even. If this is theta, this one is 90 minus theta. Quite obvious, this is theta. So this one is 90 minus theta. So here, this is the angle theta. This between r, radius vector, and this small r vector. Now in this case, if we want to find out the resolution of these this vector, that is dB, then along two perpendicular axes, say along this is bx, and along y-axis, this one is by. If you resolve this bx equal to b cos theta, and this by is equal to b sin theta. If this is b, but actually here this is not b but it is db, so we will write this as dbx, db cos theta, and this dby is db sin theta. In the same way, so we can write here, the same thing is written here, resolving dB along two perpendicular axes. One dbx equal db cos theta along the axis of the loop. Second one is dby, it is this, that is equal to db sin theta, that is perpendicular to axis of the loop. Similarly, if we go for the another current element at diametrically opposite end, what we see, the magnetic field here is along this. In the same way what we had seen here, it also has two components after resolution, one along x-axis, along y-axis. This y-axis is having same magnitude as that of this, but opposite direction. So this dby and this dby are equal in magnitude but opposite directions, so cancelled out. But its dbx, that is along this, and this one's dbx is in the same direction, so they will be added up. So what we have is, for any two diametrical opposite pair current elements, they are having magnetic fields here, their x component will be added up and y component, being oppositely directed but equal in magnitude, are cancelled out. The same principle is there for each and every diametrical opposite pair current elements. So finally, only the x component of magnetic fields due to all the current elements will be existing and all y components are being cancelled out. The reason is this particular current loop is symmetrical about this axis OX. So finally, the magnetic field at point P is due to the vector sum of all the x components fields of the current elements of the loop. So here the net magnetic field Bx is sum of the x component of magnetic fields, that is called dB cos theta. And here if we are going to reduce the length dB, then we can write this as integration for whole dB cos theta. And it is along x-axis, so we can put here I cap. Why it is so? Why only this we are taking? That we can write here, and the language is somewhat like this. What I had written for this, why I had taken this one. For each current element, there is a diametrically opposite end current elements like this. For this, it is diametrical opposite this one, whose axial component fields are added up due to same direction. Here both the fields are in same direction, so added up due to both the magnetic field, this one, this field as well as this field. But second case, perpendicular components of equal magnitude but opposite directions are cancelled out. Due to this field, the perpendicular component in this direction. Due to this field, the perpendicular component in this direction. These two are of equal magnitude, so cancelled out. This is true for all diametrical opposite pairs of current element. So it is not only true for these two diametrical opposite current elements, but it is true for all such diametrical opposite current elements pair. So finally, what we have, only x component are added up for all the current elements and y components are reduced to 0 due to symmetrical arrangement of the loop around this axis. Now we are going to find out the magnetic field at point P. So magnetic field at point P is along x-axis, so it is better to write B vector is equal to integration dB cos theta, and what is dB here? Mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r upon r square. So mu naught by 4 pi we can write, that is constant, so we can take it out. Mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r, the magnitude we have mod of dl cross r, what is it? Only dl. So that we can write here, that is, so inside, so dl, I is out, r square, that r is constant for all the current elements because this r is constant, so we can take it out of integration sign. And last is cos theta. What is the cos theta from here? If this one is theta, this is theta. From this triangle, this is 90 degree. So cos theta is equal to base divided by base is r, hypotenuse is small r. So this is capital R divided by small r. So that is what we have. This is also constant. Here from figure you can write, from figure cos theta is equal to capital R by small r. That we can put. Here also capital R and small r can be taken out. So mu naught upon 4 pi I upon r square. This r is coming here, so this is r cube into r. And integration dl. What is the value of integration dl? That integration dl is the length of the loop, and that is 2 pi r. So directly we can put here 2 pi r. Here b is only along x-axis, so you can put here it has unit vector that is along x-axis, so I cap, that I cap with different ink just to show you that what would be its value. On writing it proper way, this is mu naught upon 4 pi, here it is, into 2 pi, these two are r square, and finally this is I upon r cube. This small r is under root x square plus r square, so on substituting here at the place of small r, it is under root r square plus capital R x square. This is not r, but this is x square plus r square whole to the power cube. This is I cap. On this can be written as area, but it is up to us. Mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi r square I upon x square plus r square whole 3 by 2 I cap. So this is the magnetic field at point P. If you solve this, it can also be given as these 2 pi cancelled out. So mu naught I r square upon 2 to the 4. So this is 2 x square plus r square whole 3 by 2 I cap. So this can also be one of the form. Now you please note down whatsoever is written. Otherwise I am going to erase, pause the video and note it down. Here the same thing is there all the time. DL cross R, first find out that DL cross R is perpendicular to DL and R, and that is along this. That is what you are getting. The magnitude here DL cross R, the direction is along PL. Is two component y and x. For all elements, x are added up due to same direction. Y components are subtracted for each and every diametrical opposite pairs, and this is true for all the loops. And it is possible only due to symmetrical arrangement of the loop about this particular axis. So everything is written. Now please note down. So this is the magnetic field due to this current loop at this observation point P. For this is for one turn only. For n turn loop, what we can do, the net magnetic field Bn is n times the magnetic field due to one turn, and these two are, it is in the form of mu naught by 4 pi. Here these 2 pi is cancelled out, so this is the minimum of parts after cancellation we are going to express. So either both of the things we can put. So in first way, in keeping mu naught by 4 pi intact, we shall have mu naught upon 4 pi 2 n pi r square into I cap upon x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. This is one of the form, and after cancelling this pi, the same thing can be written as Bn equal to mu naught upon mu naught n I r square divided by 2 x square plus r square whole 3 by 2 I cap. The same, this is for n turn and this one for single turn. Same thing can be expressed in terms of area of the loop. Area of the loop, if you see here, this is the turn. So if I draw here the area of this particular coil, the area is along this direction. So this is direction vector of A. So here pi r square is the area. So we can reduce in this in terms of area, and the same thing can be written as in terms of area of loop. Here this Bn for n terms I am going to write this is mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 n. I am writing first, then for pi r square it is A divided by x square plus r square whole 3 by 2 I cap. And this can also be written, this is NIA is denoted as magnetic dipole moment of the loop, and this magnetic dipole moment is mu naught upon 4 pi, this is 2 small m I cap, divided by x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. Here Ni is called ampere turns, A is the area, so M is, here M is equal to Nia. This Ni is called ampere turns. And what is M? This M is called magnetic dipole moment of the current loop, or simply I am going to write loop here. Here the direction of A is here in this direction, so this A is in the direction x-axis, so this A and I cap can be written like this, mu naught by 4 pi 2 n I A vector upon x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. This is the value of magnetic field in terms of area vector of the loop, and the direction of area is along x-axis. In the same way that in terms of magnetic dipole moment, the same can be written as mu naught by 4 pi 2 m cap. M cap is also in the same direction, and that is this. This is the direction of m cap, which is equal to n I A cap. So this is what you should know. What is this magnetic dipole moment? Later on we are going to learn something more about this. So this is m x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. You can find out that unit of m as well. Unit of SI unit of magnetic dipole moment, that is, this is equal to NIA. N is the number, so no unit. I is current, A is area meter square. So this ampere meter square is the unit. Dimension formula you can find out, and that is vector as well. That is your duty. Now we are going to discuss some of the points, or you can say special cases. So discussion. In discussion, the very first point, when x is equal to 0. If we are reducing x to 0, then this point P reaches O. It simply means at the center of coil. X equal to 0 means center of coil. In that case, we are going to see the field at the center here at O. In that case, we have to put here x equal to 0 in either one or two. If you put x equal to 0, this becomes r cube. R square is cancelled out. So for n turn, the magnetic field at the center is equal, for n turn, this is mu naught by 4 pi into this, these as cancelled out, so r cube, r square, n pi I. So n pi I upon this 2 is still left, so we can put 2 here as well. This is r cube, so put r cube I cap. On cancellation, you shall have mu naught n I. These 2 pi cancelled, one r square is cancelled out from here. This r square and r cube, so one is cancelled out, so we are left with this much. Here r square we can put this r square, and this is cancelled out. So mu naught Ni, 2 pi cancelled out, so 2 r. So this is the magnetic field at the center for n turn coil. For single turn, that is equal to mu naught I upon 2r. This is I cap. For n turn, and for single turn, this is for n turn, and this is for single turn coil. The magnetic field at the center. Case 2. When x is much greater than r, it means at far away points from the coil. far away points. In that case, B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi, and here this x is much larger, so r is negligible as compared to x, so we are left with 2n pi r square divided by, here I is still left, divided by x cube, and that is I cap. You can solve this. This is equal to mu naught, 2 pi is cancelled out, 2 pi is cancelled out 2 times, and here n I r square upon 2 x cube I cap. This is B vector. And for singleton, this B is equal to mu naught I r square upon 2x cube I cap. This is for n turn, and this one is for singleton. Here I am expressing this magnetic field at the center of the coil in terms of number of turns current. But in terms of area and magnetic dipole moment, we can express the same thing. So here I am going to write once again the same thing in terms of area and magnetic dipole moment. Here x equal to 0. If you substitute x equal to 0 in these two, what we are going to get? In first case, we are going to get at the center the magnetic field of the coil. This is mu naught by 4 pi into 2NIA vector divided by, here x equal to 0. If you put x equal to 0, this simply gives you r cube. So this is what you have, the first expression. Now the second, in terms of m, here also the same thing, Bn is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi 2m, so 2m vector divided by x equal to 0, so this gives simply r cube. So this is in terms of magnetic dipole moment at the center of the current carrying loop, and the figure of this one is this. This is the direction of A and also the direction of M for this particular loop. At the center we are going to find out, this is B center at this point. B center is here at O. Now we are reaching here for this one. Again the same thing we are going to do in terms of area and magnetic dipole moment. Here what we are doing, we are going to put x much larger than r. It simply means we are going to ignore r. If we ignoring r in this case, then the magnetic field at very large distance from the current carrying loop, that is going to be given by mu naught upon 4 pi into 2n I a vector divided by, here we have to ignore r, so this gives simply x cube. This is at very large distance from the coil in terms of area. In terms of magnetic dipole moment, the same thing can be written as mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m divided by x cube. Once this question was given to define magnetic dipole moment of a current carrying coil in Biot-Savart law equations. I will send you that same question in assignment. You will see it there. Note down everything what is written here. Again, I am going to erase to draw some variation and the field, that is also the part of questions of board's exam. So let us try to see. For a second, I am going to give you time. The third point of discussion what we have is the variation of magnetic field B with X, that we have to find out. So let us try to see a variation of B with X. What we see here in equation, that B is proportional to 1 by x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. From this, B is having maximum value when x is minimum. A square value, minimum value is 0. So B is maximum, and that is when x tending to 0. and that is nothing but at the center of the circular coil the magnetic field is maximum and B is minimum when x tending to infinity, and that is what we have. So finally the graph would be somewhat like this. It is going to meet at infinity in both the directions, and this is the value of magnetic field at the center of the coil. This is O. This is what the variation we have. Second thing we would like to, that is also part of the examination, that is called magnetic field lines across magnetic field lines through the coil. This was the magnitude, how the magnitude varies. Now field lines we are going to see. Let me draw it once. This is the magnetic field lines through the coil. It has come number of times in CBSE exams. So try to see the field lines here from here. It is along x-axis here. The same way the field lines is coming out here. The same way, like right hand thumb rule. So this is the direction which we know that this can be done by a right hand thumb rule. This is a right hand thumb rule. So you just curl your finger in direction of current through the coil, and the thumb shows the direction of magnetic field. That is what is shown there. This thumb shows direction of magnetic field, and curling of fingers shows the direction of current through the coil. In this case, what you see that the field lines are coming out from this side. So this can be treated as north pole. In north pole of a bar magnet or any magnet, the field lines are coming out. So if the current is suppose anti-clockwise, then this side is seen, they can be seen as north pole. Just see, this is anti-clockwise current, the field is coming out. So this is what you see, this anti-clock, and from this side the field lines are coming out. This is anti-clock direction of current and the field lines are coming out, so this is behaving like north pole. So it can be seen somewhat like this. This is direction of current, what you see, direction of current is this. If we join these two, it can be treated like N. So this is nothing but north pole. You can visualize like this. Just to imagine, just to remember and keep it in mind in exam, that this is whenever anti-clockwise current is there, it is behaving like north pole. And in the same way, if you are going to see the clockwise direction, then that can be from lower side. If you see that seems to be clockwise, and if it is clockwise, then the same thing can be treated as south pole like this. Suppose this is the clockwise direction. Clockwise direction, the current is somewhat like this, right? If you touch these two, join these two, what you see? This seems to be S. S means south pole. So whenever there will be anti-clockwise direction of current, anti-clock, then it is north. And when it is clockwise, this is behaving like south. So these things you must keep in mind while solving the questions or in boards exam, or even whenever you are trying to do it. So this is what, so lower side south pole, upper side north pole. And you know there is no such monopole, so both are present at one place. If you see this side, it is north, and from lower side if you see, that is south. Now you please note down all these things and keep it in mind that it will not be obtained, or you cannot get it at one point. So please note down and remember it. Now we are going to see few numericals based on the magnetic determination of magnetic field, either at the center of a given coil, current carrying coil, or at the axis of a given current carrying coil. Let us start with the center of circular current loop. We had already derived the formula at the center of any current carrying coil of radius r, n number of turns, that is mu naught by 4 pi 2 pi ni upon r or mu naught ni upon 2r. The question number 1 on magnetic field at the center of current loop. If we go for it, two concentric coils carrying current same direction. Let us assume first coil is there, second coil is there. Its radius is say r1, this radius is say r2, the outer one. Number of turns n1, n2. If currents you are finding out, let the inner current is I1, outer current I2. If currents are in same direction, say anti-clockwise. If current is anti-clockwise, then it is coming out. So due to both the circular current carrying loop, the field will be out. If the direction is going to change somehow, both are opposite directed to this, or you can say clockwise, then the field will be going in as per right hand thumb rule. So here, due to first one is equal to, this is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 pi n, if it is n1 I1 upon r1. This is due to first, and it is coming out, so this is due to second. In the same way, B2 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pi n2 I2 divided by r2 on second dot. In case of both opposite directed, there should be cross only, rest of things remain same. Both are in same direction, so they are going to be added up. So B is equal to net magnetic field say at O, this is equal to B1 plus B2. What are the things common out? So common factors, mu naught upon 4 pi, 2 pi is common. So finally you shall have N1 I1 by R1 plus N2 I2 upon R2 dot. So by using, you can write this as mu naught divided by 2 N1 I1 upon R1 plus N2 I2 upon R2, this is dot. So this is the formula what you can find out. If all things are common or alike, N1 N2 same, you can take out I1 I2 same, take out R1 R2 same, or different, it is up to us. Whatever given condition there, accordingly you put the values and take out the result. In case B, that is opposite direction, it means the coils are having direction of current opposite to one another. So in that case, one coil is this, another coil is this. As per a given condition, we are taking the voltage. Suppose first one is anti-clockwise and second one is clockwise. This is having radius R1, this is having outer one as R2, inner one, say the current is I1, outer current I2. Number of turns N1, number of turns N2. In the same way, the formula remains same for this magnetic field at the center. So here B inner one or B1, you can say this is mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 pi N1 I1 upon R1. First is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise is this. So this curve showing the direction. If it is outward as per clockwise, anti-clockwise, the thumb is towards us. So this is denoted by dot. For second outer one, B2 is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi N2 I2 upon R2 into cross. Why crosses? Its direction is clockwise. So if you curl the finger clockwise, in that case the thumb is going in. So that is why cross. So the net vector field is equal to B1 plus B2. Here some things are common. So what are common factors? Mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pi. Here, if we are taking outward direction positive, suppose this, if this is taken as say I cap and this cross, then in that case minus I cap. So that will be. So here you can say N1 I1 by R1, here plus I cap, plus for second one it is N2 I2 upon R2 minus I cap, or you can put minus here. So this is the result. As per the magnitude of these two, the B naught will be either towards us, away from us, or its value is 0, depending on the calculation of these two. If these two are same, then only it will be 0. So the result you can find out easily by taking a factor of this. If this is coming negative, if this is negative, what is the meaning of this? Negative means minus I. Negative means minus I, so this is cross. And if it is coming positive, so you can say this towards us, so this is dot. In this case, what we see, there are two coils mutually perpendicular to each other. Their planes are also perpendicular. In first coil, if I and R are given, then we are able to find out even number of turns as well. I and R we need to find out the magnetic field at the center. If it is given, then easily we can find out the magnetic field at the first point of first coil. So here the first coil is this, is along, suppose this is x-axis and this one is y-axis. So due to first coil it is along y-axis. So we can say B1 is equal to mu naught Ni upon 2R. This is if N1, I1, R1 along y-axis with J. This second coil, this is mu naught N2, I2 upon 2R2. This is along x-axis. This is the second coil. So this is due to this, it is along x-axis. So say this is I. These two are mutually perpendicular. If everything is identical, then what we can write here, mu naught Ni upon 2R J cap. And here also the same thing is N1 equal to N2, I1 equal to R2, R1 equal to R2. Or as per the case given, we can find out the value of these two and we can utilize as per the result what I am going to show it to you. This is mu naught Ni by 2R into I cap. We are going to find out the magnitude, the resultant. Resultant can be determined by using vector law or parallelogram law of addition. This is net field due to these two. Even the orientation of current, here what we see, the orientation of current is like this, so field is like in this direction. Here orientation of current is this, so it is upward. If current direction changes, then also the magnetic field in the same way it going to change. Here the net magnetic field is vector sum of these two, and you know how to find out the magnitude of these vector sums. So if you find out the magnitude, it is simply giving you b1 square plus b2 square plus 2b1 b2 cos of theta. Here theta is 90 degree, so you just put cos 90, so this term goes out. So only you have to find out the value of b1 and b2 and put it here in magnitude. Magnitude, this j and I reduces to unity. If the same thing are N1, N2 same, I1, I2 same, R1, R2 same, or it will be different, accordingly you find out and put the values here. In the same way, if non-mutual or if the coils are not perpendicular, if we are going to find out the third one, coils are not perpendicular. Suppose one is like this, and set here the field is suppose B1 due to first coil, and second coil is somewhat like this. Suppose this is the direction of second coil. It is also having the orientation like this. Then in this case the coil is having certain inclination, but this is the direction of magnetic field B2 due to for second coil. This second coil, and the angle between the two is theta. This formula is used again in the same way. N and I, the same formula is going to be used. This one, the only vectors will not be that. But as far as magnitude is concerned, you just find out magnitude. B1 is equal to mu naught N1 I1 upon 2R. B2 or 2R1. B2 is equal to mu naught N2 I2 upon 2R2. And thus, by using once again the same, here the parallelogram law, resultant is like this, B. So B can be determined by the same formula. B is equal to under root B1 square plus B2 square plus 2B1 B2 cos of the angle between the two. So this formula will be utilized. Here coils are not perpendicular but inclined at an angle theta. So in this way you can find out if they are inclined, then accordingly field you just find out as per the formula what you have, and we find out the result as per this condition. And direction of this you know from vectors law, how you to find out all these things, and so do it at home. Data substitution is up to you. Next is charged ring rotating with frequency nu. Suppose you are given a charge ring, it is charged, it is having certain frequency of revolution, and say the radius is r. So what is the amount of current? Amount of current is rate of flow of charge. So rate of, if new frequency is given, so q into nu. If this is time period of revolution is capital T, then you just write q into nu. You know the formula for magnetic field at the center. This is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 pi ni. If number of turns is 1, then you simply write I divided by this one is r. 2 pi ni, n is 1, so that is what we are doing. Here I is equal to q into mu naught by 4 pi. So this is 2 pi q into nu divided by r. Even if omega is given angular speed of rotation, then also you can find out. This is 2 pi nu is omega. So this can also be determined by mu naught by 4 pi q into omega divided by r. So that you can use to find out the magnetic field at the center of when a charge ring is rotating with frequency nu. Next is electron of charge. Given electron, say an electron you can say an electron of charge E revolves around the nucleus in a circular path. So let us assume this is the circular path we are going to see. In a circular path around the nucleus is usually positive, of radius r. So this is radius r with speed v. Let us assume this is the electron. So this is with the speed v. Electron is there. We know the conventional direction of current is just opposite to the flow of electrons. So electron, what I had said, that this is moving clockwise or rotating clockwise, then current will be anti-clockwise like this. So the direction of, if you want to find out the magnetic field, then what we need, number of turns, only one turn is there. Current due to flow of electron we have to find out, r the radius that is given. So in that case, the current is equal to charge flow per unit time. So once it is rotating with time period, charge by time. What is time? Time is distance by speed, we can say. Here time is not given, neither frequency nor time is given, so we are going to use this q divide time. Time is distance by speed. How much distance covers? That 2 pi r, circumference. What is speed given? So that is, if capital R is the radius, put capital R, and the speed is v. So finally this q into v divided by 2 pi r. Don't get confused. Here nu, frequency is given. This is frequency and this one is speed. Here what we are going to use, that is speed. These two are two different things. So this is qv divided by 2 pi r. Now we have the current value. To find out the magnetic field, is mu naught ni or mu naught I by 2r for one term. So this is mu naught, you know what is the value? I at the place of I, write qv by 2 pi r. So we are going to write qv divided by 2 pi r. And here 2 pi v r, so 2r we had already. So finally this is mu naught q v divided to your 4 pi r square. So this is the value of magnetic field. R we are given, V we are given, Q we are given, that is electronic charge. So you put here at the place of this the magnitude. As far as magnitude is concerned, it is this. As far as so what we are explaining, that direction of current is this anti-clock. So field is towards us. So that towards us, if you want to put the vector form, so this is the vector as per this. So this is the direction of magnetic field, that is towards us as per the direction of current. Next question, the current A, B, C, D, E. Here A, B, C, D, E. Again back to A. Formed by two circular segments. One circular is this, another is a part of this circular. With commons of radii 4 centimeter. Here R1 is 4 centimeter, this is 4 centimeter, and this R2 is 6 centimeter. With common center at O. Here O is a common center. Carry the current of 2 ampere. So this current I is equal to 2 ampere throughout the loop as shown. What is the magnetic field at the common center O? Here we have to find out the magnetic field. what we see, the orientation of current is this for this loop, so it is going somewhat like this. So due to this loop, it is going inside. So let us try to find out the magnetic field one by one. First, magnetic field due to AB. So net magnetic field at O is magnetic field due to AB plus magnetic field due to BC. BC is from here to here, plus magnetic field due to CD. CD is from here to here, and from DEA. So magnetic field for DEA loop. One by one we are going to find out. First, for magnetic field due to AB. It is a wire or current element, and the point of observation lying on the same line. So as per Biot-Savart law, what we have, this is mu naught by 4 pi IDL cross R upon R square. Here IDL is along this, and position vector is also along the same. Cos 180 or cos 0 degree, both are same. So this result gives us 0. So first part is over. Second, BC, this BC. So this is having a sector that is theta, is inclined at angle theta. So magnetic field for a section of the loop that is given by B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2R into theta by 2 pi. So that is what we are having. For complete circle, it is mu naught I by 2R for one term. For theta angle, it is this much. So we shall have B for BC. The formula is mu naught I. What is the value of I? Or you put simply I divided by 2R. So 2, what is the radius? Say it is R2. And theta by 2 pi. Here theta is given, so this theta divided by 2 pi. Direction, due to this, it is clockwise. So clockwise is inside, so it is cross. Third is this CD. Here this B due to CD. Magnetic field due to CD portion, this. The point of observation or for the field is in the same line. So once again, as per Biot-Savart law, IDL cross R, here in this case that will be 0 degree. Sorry, 0 degree, so its result gives 0. So no contribution due to this particular. So there is no such contribution due to this particular element. Next, we are going to do the field due to this section, DEA. So B due to DEA, I am going to do here only. B due to DEA. This is the same. Here, what is the angle? If this one is theta, this angle is 2 pi minus theta. So what is the magnetic field? This is as per this particular expression. B due to DEA, that is mu naught upon 4 pi, or here directly we can write like this, mu naught I divided by 2. Here the radius is say R1, so we are going to put here R1, and the angle is 2 pi minus theta. So this is 2 pi minus theta whole divided by 2 pi. The direction remains same inside, so cross. Here also we are going to see cross. So net magnetic field is this. Here out of these 4, AB and CD are unavailable. These two are not there, so only we have to sum this one and this one. Here mu naught I by 2 common and 2 pi also common. So net magnetic field, we can take out mu naught I, that is common part, and 2 times 2 pi common part. So this is 4 pi. This is common. What we are left with? Here we are left with mu naught I had taken, 2 and 2 pi are taken. So we are left with theta by R2. This is theta by R2, and plus in this case, even here also mu naught I 2 common and 2 pi also common. So 2 pi minus theta by R1. So this is 2 pi minus theta divided by R1. So that is what the magnetic field, and it is direction remains same, so both are having cross, so it is inward. So this is what the first part, answer of the first part of the question. So first part of the question, at O, the final formula is of the magnetic field is determined due to all the sections of this. What will the value of magnetic field at O when theta is 90 degree? If this theta is equal to 90, what is the value? So the second part of the question, theta is equal to 90 degree, or you can say pi by 2 we can put. So in the second case, B naught, if mu naught I divided by 4 pi, theta is pi by 2. And what is R2? R2 is equal to, that is 6 centimeter. So 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 plus, or you can leave it R2 right now. Later on we are going to solve. Let it be R2 plus 2 pi minus pi by 2 whole divided by R1. What common we are going to get here? This is mu naught I divided by 4 pi. This is pi by 2, and this as a whole we are getting 3 pi by 2. So from here we are going to get pi by 2 common. So this is what we are left with. This is 1 by R2 and plus here 3 by R1. Now you can, this pi cancelled out. So this is mu naught I divided by 8, 1 by R2 plus 3 by R1. Now it is easy going. At the place of R2 you just put 6 centimeter. At the place of R1 you put 4 centimeter. So on substitution you are going to get the answer. Next part is substitution part. Though you can do it yourself. B naught equal to mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 8 into I. I is how much? That is equal to 2 ampere. So put here 2 multiplied by 1 by R2. R2 is equal to 6 centimeter. So 1 by 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 plus 3 by R1. R1 is how much? That is 4 centimeter. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is in SI units, so Tesla. Now this 4 2 ja 8, that is cancelled out. So this is pi into 10 to the power minus 7. And from here you are getting 10 to the power minus 2. 1 by 6 plus 3 by 4. That is what we have. So this is 10 to the power minus 5. So this gives pi into 10 to the power minus 5. Here LCM is 12. So 6 2 is 12 plus 4 3 is 12, 9. So this gives 9 by 9 plus 2, 11. So 11 pi divided by 12 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. If you calculate it, it is around 2.87 most probably. You just try to find out whether it is correct or wrong. Or you do it yourself. No need to calculate from our side. Next is NCERT 4.14 additional example. Question. That is two concentric circular coils X and Y. So two coils are there, X and Y. The radii is 16 centimeter and 10 centimeter. So R 16 centimeter and this is 10 centimeter. So this 16 and 10 respectively lie in the same vertical plane. So it is in vertical plane containing the north to the south direction. So that is what we have to draw, north to south. So here we are assuming like two horizontal planes like this. Here written that coil X has 20 turns. So coil X number of turns, as far as number of turns is concerned, number of turns, coil X has 20 turns and carries a current of 16 ampere. So current is 16 ampere. Coil Y has 25 turns. So it has 25 turns Y and contains a current of 18 ampere. So this is 18 ampere. Next part, the sense of current in X is anti-clockwise. This is X. You just see in figure. That is drawn. In this it is anti-clockwise. And clockwise in Y. So in Y it is clockwise. It is this. So this is what we have. Here this orientation of current is for the observer looking at the coil facing west. So this is the observer, this observer facing west. So towards west, that is shown. Here east, west, north, south is horizontal and this vertical I have drawn. Now in this case calculate the magnitude and direction of net magnetic field. So we have to find out magnetic field due to X coil, Y coil both. As per orientation, what you see, this is clockwise. So for clockwise, the direction of magnetic field is in this direction here. So direction of magnetic field due to Y is this. And due to X, it is anti-clockwise. So it is in this direction. So magnetic field due to X is in this direction. This is magnetic field due to x. We are assuming this east as x-axis and this one is minus x, this is y-axis, so this is j cap. We are going to find out. And let this be k, vertical k cap. We are going to take this. We are going to find out the magnetic field. We know the formula for magnetic field for any circular coil of radius r. The magnetic field formula, we have the common formula, that is equal to B is equal to mu naught Ni we need not write, single term is there, so mu naught I divided by 2r. That is the common formula. So we can find out the magnetic field. Here n is also there, so n number of turns are given. So we have to go for it, mu naught Ni. So let us try to find out for x first. So Bx is equal to mu naught, that is equal to mu naught Nx Ix divided 2 Rx. Put the value, mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, Nx, n for x is 20, Ix that is 16 divided 2, R is 16 centimeters, 16 into 10 to the power minus 2. These two cancelled out, 2 10 ja 20, so this is 10 to the power minus 2, it reduces to minus 5. So what we shall have is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. So this is the value of magnetic field, that is towards Bx is towards I, so we are going to write I cap. So this is what we have, Bx we have along east. Now next is we are going for Y. So magnetic field for Y is By mu naught Ny Iy divided by 2 Ry. So mu naught 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, Ny is how much? 25. That is 25. Iy, that I is 18 ampere. 18 divided 2 into Ry. R is Y 10 centimeters. 10 into 10 to the power minus 2. So what we have is this 25 into 4 is 100. So 10 to the power 2. So finally this 2 9 18. So this is 9 pi we have. This is done. This is done. So 25 4 ja 100. So 10 to the power 2 and 10 to the power minus 7. 10 to the power minus 5 and here up to 10 to the power 1. So that is 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Actually, this y is in this direction, so minus in direction of minus y. So what we write, By vector is equal to minus I cap. So that is what we have. So net magnetic field, if we find out at this center O, if we find out, Bo is equal to Bx plus By. What is Bx? That is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 I cap. And what is By? That is minus 9 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 I cap in Tesla. So finally we have minus 9 pi plus 4 pi. That gives us minus 5 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla I cap. So this negative sign signifies that it is towards west, because this is minus I towards east, so towards west it is this. So field is directed, net field you can say, net field is directed towards west and the magnitude is shown there towards west. A magnitude is, you can put the value of pi to get the exact result, but you can leave it here as well. Next question, NCERT 4.16. Though the question is a little bit lengthy, but one by one we are going to solve it in steps. For circular coil of radius capital R, you are given a circular coil. What is the radius? The radius is capital R. And n number of turns are given. Carrying current I. So carrying current I. Radius R, number of turns n, carrying current I. The magnitude or magnetic field at a point on its axis. So on its axis we have done the derivation. Say here. At a distance x, this distance is given. In the same format it is given in question. From its center is given by, we had already derived. This B at point P is mu naught I R square n divided by 2 x square plus R square whole 3 by 2. The same derivation we had done in theory section. Now first part of the question, we are going to part A. What is part A? so that this reduces to the familiar result for a field at the center of the coil. So we know the field at the center of coil. So what would be? What would be? Here it is the center. So at center of the coil, we have x equal to 0. If we put x equal to 0, what we shall have? So this gives B is equal to mu naught I R square N divided by 2. At the place of x, we are going to put 0. This is 3 by 2. So this gives RQ. 1 R is cancelled out. So mu naught I R square N divided by 2 R cube. After cancellation, mu naught I N divided by 2 R. So that is the value of magnetic field at the center of the coil. So that is what we have for the circular current carrying coil. So first part of this is known to us, mu naught Ni by 2R. So first part is over. Now we are coming to second part. Consider two parallel coaxial circular coils of equal radius r and number of turns n carrying equal current in the same direction. So here, suppose this is the coil. This is inside the board. Here also, once again, second coil. Everything same. Here also this is inside the board. Dotted means inside the board. This is solid outside the board. So they are having equal radius. So r same. Equal number of turns n same, equal currents this same, and carrying equal current in the same direction. So anti-clockwise we are taking. Separated by a distance in the same direction, separated by a distance r. So this distance is r, what we have. So that the field on the axis around the midpoint, so this is the axis, it is somewhere here. So around axis, this is the midpoint, say O. So this is the midpoint O, or the coil is uniform. We have to show up to certain uniform over a small distance that is small as compared to R. So let us assume up to certain distance, say D, up to this point. We have to show that the field is uniform or constant. Small as compared to R, which means if D is here, D is much smaller than R. That is the condition given to us. And the field is around, this gives B is equal to 0.72 mu naught Ni divided by R. Approximately, approx value. This is the approx value after calculation. So this is what we have to prove. Such an arrangement to produce a nearly uniform field over a small region is called Helmholtz coil. So here what we say, here up to this, we have to show this field is almost uniform. For single coil, we had seen the graph, but for when this coil at a distance r is kept for certain distance from the midpoint on either side, the field is almost uniform. Though it is variable, for single coil we had seen the field is variable like this. But for two coils near to each other, for small distance, the field changes to uniform. And due to these two coils, the field are being merged in such a way that field is seen to be uniform, certain value. So let us try to start it. Here the center of this is O1, the center of this is O2. From the center, these two are at R by 2. Here R by 2, this also R by 2. But from mid observation point P, this is R by 2 plus D. And for this distance is R by 2 minus D. Now our observation point is P, which is at R by 2 plus D from this. So due to these two coils, we are going to find out magnetic field at point P. I am going to erase the board. So what should I like to note down? Note it down so that I can take the whole area to solve it out. So finally, observation point, say this is coil 1. For this this O1, this one is O2. For coil 1, we are going to find out the magnetic field at point P. We know the magnetic field due to at the axis due to any coil is mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 pi n I r square divided by x square plus r square whole 3 by 2. This is a formula, general formula for any coil having n number of turns, current I, radius r, at a distance x on the axis. Here for first coil the distance is this x1. For second coil the distance is this x2. So that is what we have. So let us try to find out the magnetic field due to first at point P. This is B1. B1 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pi, number of turns n, I, radius r, divided by x. At the place of this x is x1. So x1 square plus r square whole 3 by 2. What is x1? That is r1 plus r2 plus d. We are going to put it. And what is the direction? If you see the direction, this anti-clockwise, so direction is towards right. So from this P to O2. So along PO2. That is what we are going to write. Towards O2. So this is mu naught by 4 pi. These 2 pi you can cancel out. If you feel you can cancel it out. So mu naught by 2 n I r square. Put the value of x1, that is r by 2 plus d the whole square plus r square whole 3 by 2. Expand it, mu naught n I r square divided by 2, expand it, r square by 4 plus d square plus 2ab. So 2 is cancelled out, so simply rd plus r square 2 power 3 by 2. What we have is d is much smaller than r. So d square is much smaller than r square, so we are going to neglect this. So we are left with mu naught n I r square divided by 2. This r square by 4 plus r square. This is 5 r square divided. So this is plus r square whole to the power, plus rd not r square. These two are added up, so this is rd whole to the power 3 by 2. Take 5r square by 4 common. If you take 5r square by 4 common, you shall have mu naught n I r square divided by 2. We are taking common 5r square by 4. So if we take common, we shall have 1 by 5r square by 4 whole to the power 3 by 2. This is this. Inside what we shall have in first term will be 1. So first term will be 1 plus here rd. So rd was already there and we are taking 5r square by 4. So its reciprocal is going to be multiplied. So 4 by 5 r square whole 3 by 2. Actually it was in denominator and we would like to take the same step to numerator. So that power changes to minus. So this is what we can do here. This is minus. So finally mu naught n I r square by 2 5 r square by 4 whole 3 by 2 in denominator, and this is approximation of binomial theorem 1 plus x whole to the power n is equal to 1 plus nx. If you minus is there, so minus we can put. Here minus is there, so 1 minus 3 by 2 into 4 by 5, 1 r is cancelled out, 4 by 5 into d by r. That is what we have. So mu naught n I r square divided 2 5 r square by 4 whole 3 by 2. This 2 to 4. So this is 1 minus 6 by 5 d by r. This was for first coil B1. In which direction it was? PO2, rightward. So PO2 is direction. This is the result for B1 along O or PO2, what we had started. So final result for first coil is done. Now we are going to do for second coil. So please note it down if you would like to, so that we can erase the board. So this is the expression what we had determined for first coil. Now we are going for second coil. The orientation is, for this it is anti-clock from this side, and this side, from this side we can say anti-clock, but from this side if you see it is clock for point P. So for clock it is, the field is will be towards O2 again. So for coil 2, once again we are going to find out magnetic field. So B2 is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi into 2 pi Ni R square divided by x1 square. X1 is this much, sorry, x2 square, that is this much, so R by 2 minus D the whole square plus the radius, that is R square whole 3 by 2. Now it is just to solve this one. So from here mu naught upon 4 pi, this cancelled out 2 times, so mu naught Ni R square whole divided by 2. In denominator 1 by, this is R square by 4 plus D square minus RD plus R square whole 3 by 2. So this D square is going to be neglected, we know, we have as per this rule. So this going out, R square plus R square by 4, that is 5 R square by 4. So this is mu naught Ni R square by 2 into 1 by, what we shall have is 5 R square by 4 minus RD whole to the power 3 by 2. Take 5 R square by 4 common. So this is mu naught Ni R square by 2 times 5 R square by 4 whole 3 by 2. And if you take it to numerator, it gives 1 minus here 4 by 5 R square into RD whole to the power minus 3 by 2. On taking the approximation in the same way, we can put this as mu naught Ni R square divided by 2 5 R square by 4 whole 3 by 2. It is 1 minus minus plus, so this gives 1 plus 3 by 2 into 4 by 5. 1 R is cancelled out, so we are left with 1, so this is D by R. In next step, B2 is equal to mu naught Ni R square by 2 times, this is 5 R square 4 1 plus 2 to the 4, so 6 by 5 D by R. This is also along PO2, the same direction due to opposite orientation. We have to find out here also for B1 as well as B2, both are in same direction. So what we have to do, net magnetic field at point P is equal to B1 plus B2. What is the common point? Rest all the things are common, so mu naught Ni R square by 2. If you solve this 125 square root, that gives 5 root 5. 4, this is 8, 3 by 2. R to the power 3 by 2, this gives R cube. And inside we are going to add, which one? This one and that one. So this one is 1 minus 6 by 5 D by R. And plus this is 1 plus 6 by 5 D by R. And both are along PO2. So this is what we have. These two are cancelled out. So 1 plus 1, 2. And these two is cancelled with this one. So what we shall have is finally mu naught Ni R square 1 cancelled out. So no need to write. These two and 1 plus 1, 2. These two cancelled out. So finally we are left with 8 by 5 root 5. So this is divided by 1 R is there, so this is R. If you calculate this is around 0.7155 mu naught Ni upon R, and that is approximately equal to 0.72 mu naught Ni upon R. That is what we had to show, 0.72 mu naught Ni upon R. Now try to plot the graph in between the two. Actually for this, what we had is graph somewhat like this. For this, graph is somewhat like this. So if these two are coming very near or approximately equal to R, how the graph at some point is somewhat near to almost constant. So try to find out at it is maximum at the center for this, maximum at the center for this, for themselves. But when these two are taken together, the result is approximate. I mean this is R, result is approximately, the graph is almost constant. So try to go through it, note down and go through the results so that you can solve it. It is in NCERT, little bit typical question, but you can do it yourself.